Hey, hey, hey. Oh God, that sounded like the Bill Cosby thing. No. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Get all my stuff here. Yeah, hey. Like, I always say that, but then I'll always right afterwards just be like, I remember that from somewhere, and it just came to me where it came from. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. How's everybody's Monday going? I swear, if my brain wasn't screwed on, wouldn't be there. Wouldn't be there. Oh my gosh. Hopefully, y'all's Mondays are going good. It has been a weird day for me. Had the day off from work. Oh, thank you, PTO. Amen to that. Amen to that. I wish I'd taken PTO. Oh my gosh. I don't, I always feel, I should forefront all of today's stream on the fact that I don't know if you've heard that just now, but it is storming at my house right now and it's thundering very loudly. So if at any point my stream goes down, that's why. Not to say that, not to jinx it or anything like that, but if on the off chance it just suddenly in the middle of things goes down, that's why. Oh my gosh, it's been such a weird day for me, mostly because of social media. I don't, and I don't like necessarily coming on and like talking about like weird niche. I don't know. I'm being weird right now. I'm in my feels. uh, I've been on a massive blocking spree today though. It's kind of crazy. Like I don't know if any of y'all let them all out. I don't know if any of y'all have heard, and I didn't even know this existed until today about uh, the ocean of PDF bullshit. I don't know. Tell us about that. Oh, the author events. See, that's a lovely topic to chat about. So I just did my second one, not this past weekend, but like the weekend right before that. Yes, it was on a Sunday, which was down in Charlotte. Had a great time. Always fantastic. It was, I've got the video for, like, I did like a little vlog sort of thing for that. So that video comes out later this week on Thursday. But it was down in Charlotte. We had to drive down the day of, which hubby and I don't live in Charlotte. We live in the Raleigh Durham area. So it's like a 2.5 hour drive for us. So we had to get up early that morning and drive down and then set everything up and then pack it all up and then drive back home. So it was a long day, but it was sorry, I have to turn my fan on because I don't know what it is about. Well, I know the answer to this, but I always say it. I'm like, why is it so hot in my office? And it's because, well, duh, dummy. There's like there's like two computers in here. So I've got my little setup here and my work setup over there, and it generates a lot of heat because that's what computers do. But oh my gosh, did you get? I did. I got a good number of visitors. The thing with this event, and I don't want to say the first event kind of set me up for like a weird expectation because I already knew going into the very first event that I did that it was going to be a very well like trafficked event, if that makes sense, because it was both events were at a brewery. So like we already have the brewery working for us, but the first event was like outside of a brewery. It was perfect weather. And I mean like it wasn't hot. It was like nice sunny day with very minimal clouds, that kind of thing. And just like temperature wise was perfect. And then they had an Easter thing going on. So there was just like a bunch of like little mini events that brought even more people to the area. So they would, even if they weren't there for the book event per se, they wandered over from whatever event they were already doing to this event, if that makes sense. So I already knew the first event was going to be a lot more traffic than this one, but this one it was very well organized. I did get a good number of visitors. I had my first, oh my gosh, you will see this in my vlog, but I had somebody who came up to my booth and brought me a gift. And oh, I got to turn them the right way. They made me these little like mini figurines. I don't know if you guys can see it. These little mini figurines of my books. I thought that was the absolute cutest thing on the planet, and I might have teared up a little bit, especially on the drive home. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought that was the cutest thing in the world. But I know they are so cute. I don't know how she made these. She was explaining it a little bit, but I was like, I'm literally like in like a little bit more makeup, and I had like mascara on, so I'm doing the very like like trying not to like let it spill down my face. I'm like, oh, I can't get it all over my face. What's that oh, that meme or that TikTok or whatever? It's just like I would cry, but my mascara is $48. That was me. That was me. So I'm sitting there trying not to cry, but absolute sweethearts. And this thing that I'm fiddling with, she also, it was like a little goodie bag basically. And this is one of the things, which it's a highlighter thing, but it's like, it looks like little blocks and you pull it apart and it's like little mini highlighters. Oh, cutest thing. But again, I like to fiddle with things. So this is a great like little fiddle thing for me because I'm just popping them out and all that jazz. But that was really cute though. And I was again not expecting it. I had gotten and I mention it in the thing itself, but for all of my little indie authors, if you're in here, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but marketing does work. Worst day ever to realize it. Marketing does in fact work because I had a good number of people who just kind of because they were at the event they came to the table, but I had a couple of people who came there because they lived in the Charlotte area and they saw that I posted and they came over to my booth because they knew I was there. So I even had people who were at the first event that I was at, which surprised me even more, and they recognized me and they're like, "Oh my god, you're here too. Oh my god, that's so cool. Hi, how are you?" Like super great. Super fantastic. It did not have as many people as the first one. And again, like I said, mitigating circumstances, there were other reasons. It was in Charlotte. The brewery itself was fantastic. We had a very nice setup. Thank God we were inside because mama don't do this heat. Mama don't do this heat. No, thank you. Um, and yes, to you, Danny, I do have the stickers. I still have to, shaming moment. I have to get them out of my car still. It's been like a week and a half and they're still sitting in my car. So I do have to send those to you. Yeah, honestly, that's part of the struggle of like, especially when you're new, the whole social media. Honestly, marketing is not as scary as I like to. Yes, I hope you like it. Um, Marketing's not as scary as you'd think it is. It really just depends on which avenues you're most comfortable with, and people kind of just flock to that particular channel. So if you're more comfortable posting, creating graphics on Instagram, you'll probably find your niche on, Instagram. If you like doing like, videos like I do, YouTube might be more your thing. If you like not being on camera a lot, just maybe TikTok, I don't know. It really just depends on what niche you're in or even like again, a lot of people love a good newsletter, especially ones I personally and from my experience with my other author friends, the ones where they're not bombarding you constantly. And I don't say that to be mean to the ones who do like send out newsletters more frequently, but like I personally tend to prefer newsletters where it's like you send out one or two a month, maybe usually I do like a monthly update, so it's kind of like, hey, here's what I did this month, and then I send it out at the end of the month. But other authors do more frequently, and I'll send out like one-offs of like, hey, there's this particular event coming up that doesn't fit in like I want you to know about it, but it doesn't fit per se in like a monthly newsletter kind of thing, if that makes sense. So like, people love those as well, especially if you give good incentives and like reader magnets. You can do really well getting people, especially depending on like what platform you're doing. You can get really good. I use Substack. Yeah, I use Substack. Um, it's I still need to figure out. Yeah, it's especially when you're first starting out. and I speak, and again, I have a Substack, so I understand exactly what you mean with that. It is hard to kind of figure out what you want to talk about on it, but depends on where you are on your journey, like if that makes sense, of like where you are writing wise. So like again, when I started doing the Substack, pen name project wasn't officially out yet, so it was mostly just like one or like maybe a couple things on there of like, hey, here's what I, again, like I said, what I did this month of like, okay, oh, pen name is with the beta reader right now, oh, pen name is with my editor right now, and then, oh, I'm starting to play around with this idea on Twisting Fates or whatnot, which is my most recent release. And oh, and then more recently, it's been like, oh, well, I'm starting to do events now, and oh, I'm starting to do these other things, or I've got, oh, a special sneak peek for you guys. I'm actually going to be on a podcast here soon. I've got a podcast interview next Monday, I believe. It's like a bookish podcast, and they actually had interviewed a author friend of mine. And so when my author friend had mentioned it and was like, oh, they're looking for more like authors, indie authors to talk to. Do you want me to recommend you? And I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. And so they've reached out, and we're going to be chatting next week. So that'll be fun. Good evening. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're just having our usual chit chat before we get off to the races, which I, going back to what I was going to say, what I was going to like touch on earlier with this whole like, I have been in a funky mood. Like, I'm feeling so much better hanging out and chatting with you guys. Oh, wait, RWA, what is that? Oh, I'm curious. Well, and welcome to being a new romance writer. I hate this headphone sometimes. I love this headphone, but like it always turns off at the weirdest times. That, I know. I felt so. I was like, who am I? Who am I? Going on a podcast. It's. I mean, it's small. It's niche, but it's fun. I've never done one before, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. Romance writers. Oh, did that disperse recently? Or did oh, uh-oh. I will so I have gotten this question a good bit, so I can address a little bit with your situation with the implosion of that. I have found so many writers groups through Threads, which I know, again, say Threads is one of those like you love it or you hate it moments, and it depends on when you open it, because sometimes you open it and it's like, oh, this is the literal like toxic, most toxic thing I've ever seen in my life, or oh, this is so everybody's so wholesome and welcoming and all the there's no in between. You get one or the other, you don't get both at the same time. But I have honestly found more writers groups through that, like the predominant writer group that I'm a part of that's local to my area, I found through Threads. I just happened to be coming like scrolling through stuff, and I happened to see somebody like, hey, I've got this writer Discord that's local for NC authors, so if you want to join, hit me up. And that's how I got into that. My third Oh, yeah. Thread again. That's why I said Threads is a very weird place. It's kind of like Twitter in a way, but just it's well, I'm so sorry. I refuse to call it X. You will never catch me calling it X. You can catch these hands. I am not calling it X. It's Twitter. I'm sorry, but Threads is a lot like Twitter in the aspect of like, again, you open it, you have one of two things: either it's great or it's awful. There's no in between. Um, but I'm trying to think of other places that I've seen writers groups. Like Instagram will have them occasionally, where they'll like pop up. They'll have like, oh, hey, just letting you know. TikTok can be a good one too, depending on what platform, depending on where the algorithm is on that. Mine is currently stuck on the ocean of PDF crap going on right now. Um, which Mama no happy with that. Went on a massive blocking spree earlier, but I need more. That's what we're here for. We're all writer friends. We're all friends here. But yeah, if again, it's always super helpful to have like, especially like a local group to where you're living at. At least for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but I have found such, and especially because this particular group that I am part of, they're very active indie authors, so they're not like I don't want to make it sound like any author is not active, but when I say that, I mean more like a lot of them are working full time like I am, but they're also very actively pursuing being an indie author full time. So they're trying to pursue events, they're trying to get their books in stores, they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that, they're trying to grow their social media presences and stuff like that. So they're very active, and we're always trading like information, so to speak. So it's like, oh hey, here's this event that popped up on my feed. Thought you guys might want to check it out. I might not be able to do it because of, I'll be out of town this time, but I thought you guys might want to know about it. Or, oh hey, does anybody know like a good like literally earlier today I was having a discussion with them because they were like, oh well, does anybody know how like the best way to do state income taxes? So we were talking a little bit about that. So it's like you got to find good groups, and it's like, and that's the part where it gets kind of tricky, at least for me, because it's like I love, don't do not get me wrong or take my words and misconstrue them. I love a good group where where it's like, oh, we're only talking about just the crafting of the book. I love a good group like that sometimes, especially when you're in like the thick of writing a book and you need somebody to talk to about it. That's that is what a lot of the writer groups will be, is that's only what they're doing. They're only talking about the crafting of the story, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I think I'm in a couple of those groups as well. They're very handy, but if you want to, again, I can't speak for wherever everybody else is. I just know the one that I'm in is they're very active in their pursuits of trying to make this work full time. So, if there are ones like that for you, I would highly recommend engaging with them and checking out what they have, because best honestly the best thing that I've done as part of like my indie authoring stuff, because again, I will go on. I'll get notifications of like, hey, like every single opportunity that I've talked to you guys about, every single event that I've done, every like, oh, stuff your Kindle events and that kind of almost every single one of them I found through this group. So if you are able to find one, jump in with both feet. I'm telling you, jump in with both feet. And again, if I can find more, if I have some friends on there who have more, because even that Discord, they are in other Discords as well, and they're in author Discords. They're even more active than the one I'm in. So it's like if I hear of any of those, I will definitely let you guys know. Like I'll put it like do like a community tab post or whatever. But like I don't know of any of like bigger ones right now. I just have like my little North Carolina indie ones. But anyway, I must stop. I'm gonna put this down. I'm like a child. I need to stop fiddling with things. Oh my gosh. All right, my loves. Let's get our thing. Hello, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Let's do our. Let me switch over here. Get my thing. Gosh, it is just popping off here with the thunder. Feel the thunder? Lightning and the thunder. Oh god, am I gonna get in trouble for singing that? Alright, writing sessions. It's just little old me. Get our little... But enough about me. How are you guys doing today? I've been talking so much. Do you think you'll do another? Yes, I was just telling everybody here, I've got my next vlog for the author event that I just did this past weekend coming out this Thursday. So keep an eye out. Anybody in South Florida? If there's anybody in South Florida, yeah, if there's any Discords for Florida, please put them in the chat. If not, I will ask around for people in Florida for my little peoples. Put you in your chair. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for being here then. Oh, I love this game. I do. I've had an embarrassing number of hours using this game. Because I like, again, I like having it in the background. The music is nice. It's nice, pretty visuals. I'm a visual person, so But yeah, anyone else in the chat who, if there's any other locations you want me to be on the lookout for like author Discord groups, please let me know. I'm gonna head and while it's on my brain, I'm writing down Florida. Florida. What is this game? This game, it's called On Together Virtual Co-working. It's what I've been using for during these streams. It's basically like a little productivity co-working. Okay, Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, it's another one. Kentucky, the Kentucky Derby. But yeah, it's like a little productivity co-working sort of thing. But basically you can either play by yourself or you can play with other people, and it's basically just to kind of help you be productive or whatnot. So you can set Pomodoro timers, whatnot, just do tasks. There's like little to-do lists you can create, that kind of thing. So I love it during these, especially during these, just because it's easy to have like that going in the background and all that jazz. So how's the heat? Oh my god. I'm so glad you asked. The name, so before I hop into that, the name of the game is On Together Virtual Co-working. You can get it on Steam. I don't know how much it is, and I'm not sponsored, and I'm not like commissioned or anything like that. I just genuinely love this game. So, 113 in Montreal. That's it's not even that hot. Yeah, let's see. In this past weekend, so 4th of July happened here this past weekend, and I think it was at its hottest, I think about 101, but that was before humidity, so it was actually like 103, 104, and it was hot, hot, hot. No, thank you. Again, I don't do well in the heat. I don't do well with that kind of thing, so I'm like, Yeah, 113 is wild. Like when I hear 113, I think of like Arizona. I think like that kind of region where they get like that really Nevada maybe, where they get that really high dry heat. But whew, no thank you. I don't know what it is with the heat wave. Like even my parents live currently in Florida right now. They're moving at some point, but like they're in Florida and even they were like, it's not even that hot here. Good Lord. So I was like, no, thank you. We went to, oh my gosh, funny story real quick. Hubby and I went with some friends. We were going to Costco because we were all congregating together and at one of our friends' house for like 4th of July celebrations. So we went to Costco because we were like, oh, well, we're going to their house, but so they're getting stuff for like the hosting part, and we'll pick up some things that we were going to bring and then basically just send them home with it because we were already hanging out with them. And so we were like, okay, well, we'll just go with you. We go Costco, have our time, come outside. The heat is just melting and it's humid. So we get outside. By the time we get to the car, unpack the car, take the cart over to the thing, and we get in their car, we're both just like, ugh. Just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh, two Florida parents in Florida. Ooh. Where are mine? Oh, accidentally hit that. Where's Orlando? I don't know. I don't know where that constitutes. If that's southeast, southwest. I don't know. They live in Florida, but they're about to move. Like those two, I swear, can't keep still for 5 minutes. They're like South Central Fulton. Okay, so they live in there, but they're about to move. But they're like, oh well, we're going on vacation. Also, I'm like, what? Can't keep still. Anyway. All right, what is everybody going to be working on for today's sessions? What do we got going on? Let me know, let me know. Oh my gosh. Let's see, I'm adjusting that. All right. Well, I have chatted y'all's ears off long enough. So we will go ahead and get started with probably some writing if I can get. Do it! Do it! Have us in the background cheering you on for that. I just came for the vibes. Heck yeah. We're here for the vibes. They're good vibes. I need to raise the stakes for my ooh hoo 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 hoo. Ooh, that's always fun. Is it like what kind of book is it? What kind of stakes are we raising? I'm curious. And curious minds want to know. But okay. So we can actually get some work done instead of me blathering on forever. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. We'll get started with our first sprint. If you want to continue, telling me what you're working on in the chat, feel free. I'll try to answer people. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on Don't Date the Doctor edits, so fun for that. Have fun. Thank you for being here. Suspense. Ooh, that's really good. Ooh, that's even better too for raising stakes. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Another spice. Ooh. All things I like. All things I like. But all right, again, I'm sorry. I will stop talking y'all's ears off. I'll go ahead and start the timer, and we will get started with our first spread. So let's do it. And we're done with the first sprint. How are we doing? How's everybody doing for the first sprint? Well, hello. Would you like to say hello to the stream? Yes, I would. Say hi, Luna. Okay. Well, you're so vocal. I know. I know it's thundering. Nobody likes that. So no spicy. Oh, well, that's good at least. That's good at least. Sad on no spicy scene though. We love a good spicy scene. Sorry, she's a little, as I mentioned at the start of stream, there's a thunderstorm happening right now, and she's not particularly happy about that. I know, honey. I know. I know. Are you upset? Rotten. Okay, well, do you want up or down? What do you want? Okay, down. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I will start our yap time. So that's good. So some work has been done. We love that. We love that. And to answer your question, was it Christina? Yes, I think it was Christina. So depending on what kind of classes you're looking for writing, there's a bunch of different options that you have. Again, like I said, if you're wanting more story structure, kind of like setting up the plot kind of thing, I would recommend Brandon Sanderson's lectures on YouTube. Highly, highly, highly recommend. He is, again, he is he is legendary for how much he writes and how often he writes for a reason. And he has some very good, some very sage advice on that. I don't know what genre you're writing in, but especially I would say for fantasy and that kind of thing, I would highly recommend checking out his stuff. It's free on YouTube, so you don't have to pay anything to check those out. Um, I would also recommend, if you're looking for more of like, I guess like the publishing writer-y side, I would recommend watching Alexa Dunn. She's another YouTuber on here, and she does, I believe she does hybrid. Don't quote me on that, but I believe she might be hybrid. But I also want to say she's definitely like an OG in terms of like author to be kind of writer space kind of stuff. I was actually a ARC reader for one of her books. Want to say like a couple years ago. It was what was it? Dead Queens, I think was the book that came out. She's fantastic. She gives really great advice. I think she was really popular back when like um, or she was most popular. I want to say back when like NaNoWriMo was a thing because she had like a whole. I believe she had like a whole series on NaNoWriMo. But she's really good. I would recommend checking her out. Who else? If you're looking for more like structure of like actual like a grammar refresher or like I mean that kind of thing. What I did a few years ago is I took a grammar refresher course from my local community college. Was great. Had a had a fantastic time. It was all online, so I didn't have to go in anywhere. I did have to pay a little bit for that, but if you're looking for a little bit more structure, can I help? I wish you guys could see just the absolute chaos right now, because again, she's not very happy right now because of the storm, so she's a little upsetty spaghetti, but that's okay. But I'm trying to think of anybody else that I'm leaving out. Mm, my writing style never. Okay, well, I mean, and that's the good thing of like starting out is you kind of get an idea. I think when I first was starting to write, again, I've written 3 books now. I mean, technically 4 if you count Don't Date the Doctor, but it's not out yet. So I've written 3, technically 4 books, and my writing style was not solidified when I got to these because I had already written. I wrote a bunch beforehand, but I never did anything with them. They were kind of just like fun drafts that I played around with that never really went anywhere, which maybe I might pick them up in the future, but like that's kind of the beauty of writing is they don't have to go anywhere if you don't want them to. Sometimes you can just write a story for fun. So that's kind of the shtick. And it's a lot of experimentation, honestly. Like when I wrote, I've got 2 romances out. One is the Pen Name Project, one is Twisting Fates. The Pen Name Project is a dual POV, and then I decided I wanted to try just like a single POV from the female main character in third person. goodness, did you guys hear that? Hear the thunder. Um, but I did Twisting Fates as like a third person POV from just the female character, and I realized I liked doing the POV from both characters. Still third person. I tend to prefer third person. It was easier for me to write. So I mean, it's just you got to play around with it. It's not going to be perfect every time, and you'll get there eventually. I have every faith you'll get there eventually. So I also heard good things of like. Can you stop interrupting me? Thank you. Gosh, it is coming down out there. Yeah, it's so much trial and error. I wish with publishing, with writing, I wish there was like a magic wand that you can wave and just kind of like you figure everything out, everything works the first time, the right time, but unfortunately I'm still also figuring this out. So, I'm currently figuring out that I don't know if series are for me. As I'm writing the first book in my I'm gonna pause that for a second. Don't you do it. I'm currently working on the first book of my series of interconnected standalones, and I'm not 100% sure if I want to do more series after this. I think I might be a one and done, but we'll see. You never really know. Yeah, it's kind of just where the wind blows you, whatever feels right for whatever story you're working on, because like one story may feel more right, it may feel better to write in first person point of view, whereas another story in a different genre might feel completely different if you write it from third person. Like it really just depends on what your flavor is and experimenting with that, because when I first actually wrote Pen Name Project 2, that was in first person point of view at first, and I really hated that. So I was like, I don't like that. That's just not for me. Yeah, first person present is really popular, and again, I love reading a good first person. I do enjoy it, but I personally can't really just I cannot do first person writing. It's not for me. I did the first draft of Pen Name as first person, and it was only one point of view, and I was like, that's not the vibe. That's not the vibe. So it just depends on what your tastes are and what you feel your story is going to benefit most from. So I'm sorry, I'll quit yapping as usual. I've gone over our time. So, all right, I'm going to start the timer and we will get started with round 2. So, good luck, everybody. 2 sprints down. How we doing? How's everybody's sprint doing? Start our little chat timer. Oh my gosh, it has been just absolutely, you can't see it through the camera, but it's been just downpouring here and thundering. But oh my gosh, I feel like I've made a decent dip, and don't date the doctor, but at this point, on zero. Oh heck yeah, zero drafts are so like, they're so interesting because I get at least for me, I always get super excited starting them, and then depending on how successful or not successful the outlining process was, I'm like zooming through it or I'm like dragging through the trenches. Oh, I know. That's the thing is I love a good thunderstorm, but like I also have cats. And usually the cats don't freak out, but for some reason today they are like not having any of this. They're like crowding around both hubby and I. He's in his office doing his thing. Oh, oh, I love that. Interesting. Okay. So lots of what is it? The angst. Lots of angst going on. We love some good angst. Rude cat. Oh, I understand now. As I was just talking to you guys, I just saw hubby pass by my office door, and he's carrying like these 2 little containers, and I heard the cats just like meow meow, and I'm like, what in the, oh, he just gave them their wet food for the night. They're little goblins, little baby goblins, but we love them. We love them. Why is this camera like? I feel like this computer screen is just like tilting. I don't know. Don't know. It's the fire. Honestly, it probably could be. These 2 are not like super skittish around like fireworks, but they're definitely not like thrilled with it. They're kind of like, what was that? No me gusta. So I'm like, need to slow down. Yeah, I mean, it is the way with drafts. It's like, at least for me, I'm like, especially like early drafts, I'm like, I just need to get through the early draft so that way when I go back and start editing, I can add in, like right now, like literally as we're speaking, I have a whole scene that I wrote that it's like I put into both scenes in like one scene and then another scene following it in the same chapter, and now I'm like breaking that up because I'm like, oh well, this scene's actually a little bit more important than I initially gave it emphasis on, so I need to like explore that a little bit more. But then again, as soon as I do that, I'm probably going to send this to my beta reader and my editor, and they're going to be like, what are you doing, crazy? Oh, what are you doing, crazy? My poor beta, I'm telling you, my poor beta reader, she's gonna, well, alpha beta reader, whichever term you want to use, she's gonna get this and just be like, what is this? What is this? And she's gonna have an even worse time because I'm trying to do right now. So my editor has me booked for August. So my time frame for doing all of this is basically get this whole thing edited done by the end of this week, so I can send it to my beta reader and she can have a week and a half, 2 weeks kind of thing to read through it, and then I can do any notes afterwards that I can then give to my editor for like, okay, hey, here's some things my beta reader called out. Like she already knows, like I've already warned my editor of like, hey, because I love my editor, she's an absolute angel. Because I'm very lucky to have her, and she's also an author, an indie author herself, but she's very, very good at editing. She's very good. But she does like bundles, which if you want my recommendation when you get to that point of, like editing and stuff like that, of your book of wanting like professional help, definitely get an editor if you can that does like bundles, because I find they're much cheaper and much more like compassing, because you get somebody who like looks at the story and like can really kind of like help you like my editor is, again, an angel. We love her. She did both Pen Name Project and Twisting Fates. We did Pen Name Project, and when the reviews started coming in for Pen Name Project was when we were starting to work on the edits for Twisting Fates, and she went through the comments of some of the reviews and was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure to look at this. I'm gonna make sure to remember to look for this. Pausing. I'm gonna make sure, like, we're gonna check all these things to make sure we get all to help you improve your writing, keep your writing voice, maintain your author voice, but still like break things down of like ways you can improve, because that's at least for me what I'm always trying to do is I would like to continue improving as I go. I don't have beta reads yet. Send help. I, I can't help you. I I've heard such mixed things about like getting additional beta readers or alpha readers or whatever. I got very, very lucky with my editor, and it happened to be, again, the Discord I'm in. I happened to post a thing of like, hey, does anybody have any recommendations of any good like editors that I can use? Because I had used one editor for my first book, but then it was like a literary fiction that I wrote, and she was great, but she wanted to focus more on writing her own thing, so she stopped doing editing. So I was like, okay, well, I need to get my like an editor now. So I was like, hey, do you have anybody? And this other author was like, hey, I actually also do editing on the side. Like that's like I do editing. Like I have my own editing company or whatnot, but I also am an author myself. Would you want to, hop over and discuss some stuff? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great actually. So, and she and I have been like BFFs ever since. BFFs. Get you an editor who you can joke around with, because I'm telling you, every time she looks at stuff, she'll put in the I can't remember which book it was. I think it might have been for Twisting Fates. Um, when there's a character, if you haven't read that book, which obviously you don't have to, but if you have read the book, there's one character in Twisting Fates, and oh my god, which one is it? I want to say Paul, but that was my first book. Billy, that's it. I wrote this character Billy, and he's like very clearly kind of like takes on like a villainy adversary role, when he's very like adversary with the MMC in the book. And she wrote in the comments at one point, and she's just like, I know you're supposed to make me hate him, but I really hate him. Good job. But just so you know, I really hate this guy. So, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm doing it again. So, we are done with round 2 for sprints. So, we will go ahead and get started with round 3. So, see you in 25. right. We're down one more sprint. How are we holding up? How's everybody's sprints going? Oh, goodness. Every time I finish a sprint and I hear the little thing, I'm always like, reality? What's happening? Start our yeppin'. Yeah, my only reader's my... Honestly, all you really need is one good reader. As long as they give you honest feedback. That's all that really matters. Like, my beta reader is my best friend from college. Like, and every time I send her something, I'm like, I say it every time, but don't be afraid to hurt my feelings. just do it. I'd rather you be honest. Raising the stakes like yeah. Heck yeah. Has to be my Honestly, I mean, aren't cats all of our editors? Like the manager, supervisor, editor. Be so messy. Again, first drafts are always messy. There is no, I have never heard of any single person who was like, they finished the first draft and they're like, done, send to publish, send to editor, print. Not one of them. Yeah, boss. Yeah, especially these two ding dongs, because if you've seen any of my videos, both of them like to. Oh, hi, welcome. So glad to have you here. Um, both of my cats, if you've seen any of my videos, both of my cats like to come, especially Link, who's my gray cat. He likes to, I call it Joey. So he has a whole routine with it. He jumps up on my desk and he kind of circles in front of my keyboard because he wants to lay like right here on me, and he wants me to like pull my shirt out and like kind of flip it up like a little Joey pouch. So I call it Joey time. So he comes up here and he's just like, all right, Joey time. Mother. That's also a great dog name, by the way. Pepe. Is it about about? That's a great name for a dog. I'm so sorry. I love that name. That's so cute. I always love hearing what people name their pets because I'm like, we started thinking of creative names for our cats after we'd already named them. So it's like, oh my god, that's even better. A Chihuahua named Pepe. I'm sorry. I love that so much. Every time I hear people's pet names, I'm always like, we did not do our cats justice. Because like we've got a black cat named Luna, which as soon as we named her, we're like, oh my gosh, that's so cute though. I love that name for her. She's a black. Because when I met hubby, I had a black cat. His name was Binks. Love of my life. I love that cat. Unfortunately passed away right around when we got engaged, but I was like, I don't know what to name a because she's obviously a girl cat. So I'm like, what do I name her? What do we name her? And so we were like, Luna. That's just such a pretty, nice name. My Doodles chief critic. Doodles will do that. Doodles will do that. I have a Labrador. Oh my god, that's so cute. I love Ellie. Oh, that's such a cute name. I had a friend I used to work with back when I was like I work full time outside of all of this, but we used to have to go into the office full time. And when I did that, there was a coworker who we were just kind of like buddy, and so we would go and get lunch and that kind of thing. I still keep in touch with her occasionally, but she has a cat named Sushi. I just love that name so much. It made me mad because I'm like, I love our cats and I love our cat names, but they're so boring. Like we've got a black cat named Luna, and then we've got a boy cat. His name is Link. Like we named him from Legend of Zelda, so we named him Link. But I was like, we never call him that. We call him Muffin. We call him Bubba. We don't call him Link. And they were all shot off. Yes! Oh my god, that would be so much fun. Oh, that would be so fun to do like a little zoom to see all the pets. I would love that so much. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. On the I'm so brain dead right now. On the community note, like on the community tab, do you guys have access to like post on there? You should, right? if you could post your pictures of your pets on there, I would love that. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you have the ability to post them on the community tab or in the community section, do it. I need to see. I had a cat named Xena. Oh my god, I love that too, Xena. Okay, I love fun pet names. I'm such a sucker for that. Again, we did not go super unique with these, but ever since then we'll think of a name and then we'll be like next pet. Which hubby will not let me adopt another pet. We are not happy with hubby about that particular thing. Hubby's great. He's the best. I say this with jest, but every time I felt, I'm sorry, I know I'm doing my babble thing. We had this one incident where again, we've had the two cats and they are bonded, they're perfectly fine. They're very happy together. We went to the pet store to get them like food and stuff like that and we walked in, it was PetSmart. And what does PetSmart have? They've got adoption centers in there. So I was like, we were like, "Oh, we're just going to look." We're just gonna look at them. And I absolutely fell in love with this little tiny white kitten that was just like poking its little paw out and just, oh, so cute, so adorable. And I fell in love. And I didn't think of the logistics. I didn't think of the, we've got two cats who are already bonded. They're probably not going to be thrilled. They're COVID cats because they were here. We got them like right before COVID hit. So they're very used to just us in the house. So I'm like, but I didn't think about any of that. So I was like, "Yep." I adopted the first cat Binks from one. So I was like, "This is a moment to be." But hubby was with me, and he's like, "Babe, honey, this is a bad idea. This is not a good idea. I know she's very cute. It was a little girl cat. She's very very cute, but this is not." And me, spoiled princess me starts wailing, starts crying. And I'm like, fine, we won't adopt. And I'm throwing like a little mini hissy fit because I'm dramatic like that. And we're like, going to the car, and I'm still. We had to we were on errands, so we picked up the stuff from PetSmart. We had to go. I think it was, I can't, some grocery store or something like that. And then we get over there, and I'm literally just like following behind him, and I'm like sobbing. I am so upset, and he turns around, he's like, should we go back and get her? I didn't know you were that attached. Should we go get him? I'm like, no, you're right. The cats will be pissed. So, sorry. Again, you know me. You guys know me and my tangents. So, all right. We are on our last sprint, so we will do our last 25 minutes, and then we'll do our final little chit chat and be done for tonight. So, let's get started. All right, my dears, we are done. That is it for sprinting. Let me switch us over to our chat, and we'll chat for a few more minutes, and then we will wrap up for the evening. So, how'd everybody do? Good sprinting, I hope. I always, I keep saying it, and I will say it again every time. I always love doing these. That's great! Yay! Yay, words for the zero draft. Honestly, that's the hardest part of getting the zero draft done is just get words on page. So glad it was a good night's work. I'm glad too because I actually got a lot done too. So I'm very, very happy. Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. So many good words. Yay. Somebody take this away from me. Good lord. Just ends up in my hand if I'm not careful. Oh my gosh, I'll just Does anybody else have that thing where it's just like you're just I gotta touch something? What's the difference between So it depends on each author and each writer's way of like dealing with how they want to do their draft. I use two different ways of referring to a draft. So I'll call it either the zero draft or the skeleton draft, and then a first draft. And they're two separate things. And again, it depends on each person. Each person has their own way of doing things. Some people, the first draft is that's it, that you have everything as a first draft. It just depends on kind of the nomenclature you like to go by. But when I call a draft like the zero draft, or what I like to call it is the skeleton draft, is I think of it as assembling like a body onto a skeleton. So I've put the skeleton in place. So it's basically just the story is on the page. It's not the greatest story, it's not fully complete, but the story is on the page. The characters aren't fully fleshed out yet. There's still details to be sorted out, but the story that I am kind of outline, it's kind of like a more detailed outline, like a much more detailed outline. So it's like you're obviously writing the book, quote unquote, but it's like it's not fleshed out 100%. So that's what I call the skeleton or the zero draft. The first draft is okay, I've looked through the zero draft. Does the story make sense? Are there any major plot holes that this draft has created that I need to fix? Is there major issues with the characters that I need to work on, that I need to flesh out? That kind of thing. So that when I refer to both of those things, they are completely separate entities, but it just really depends on each author's way of referring to it. Because I have author friends who the first draft is the first draft. There's no like different nomenclature or anything like that for it. It's just that is what it is. But so how many? That also highly depends. I how many drafts? Pen Name Project was kind of an anomaly because I didn't do any kind of outlining. I didn't do any kind of like really big. I was a very that was my first book, my first romance book, I should say, and I pants the whole thing, and I probably had like 6 drafts of that book, and it was not great. So it has evolved. So that one was about 6 drafts. Twisting Fates, I want to say, was 2 or 3 drafts, and that includes the that zero skeleton draft. So there was about 3 drafts for that one. Right now, I'm on draft 2 of this. Like I'm making edits for draft 2 of Don't Date the Doctor. I'm going to be sending it to my beta reader, and then once I get the notes back from her, that will be what I fix for version 3 or draft 3, I should say. And draft 3 is what I will then send to my editor. So, and again, it depends. There are some authors who are so good and they have mastered the outlining process. As again, I am growing and figuring this out just like everybody else. So it really just depends on how things go. But I have other friends who they have that outline so squared away, so finely detailed. It only takes one draft, maybe a second like a draft 1.5 kind of draft, just to make some like line edits kind of thing. But like most authors I know go through like 2 or 3 drafts, I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but most of the ones I know, they're like at least 2 or 3 drafts before it's like the final version, which is why I always preach on this channel, on all my other channels, The first draft is going to suck, and that's okay. And that's why, because that's not the final version. That is the, you've got the story on the page. Now what? See, I haven't figured out the corkboard with Scrivener yet. That's my thing. I love Scrivener. I've been using Scrivener for I started using it more more frequently for Twisting Fates, and then I've been using it primarily for Don't Date the Doctor. I haven't figured out the corkboard stuff yet. Like I just do only the manuscript set, like the template in there. I haven't played too terribly much with it, but if that works, I am please Sensei tell me more because I have no idea how to do that. Oh my gosh. Oh, gracious. All right, my loves. I love it. I love it too. Scrivener is so much fun. It is it is a whole vibe to work with it. Um, and it can be a little intimidating, even as me who uses it as well. It can be very intimidating if you have no idea how to use it. So I've watched so many different tutorials and all this other stuff, even just for the most basic functions that I use it for. But my problem with Scrivener, and I've discovered that for this book in particular, I am notorious if I am writing that skeleton draft because I'll be like, oh, this was the problem with this book of like I didn't have a very good outline. Like I'm improving my process. The uh, pen name project had no outline. It was only pantsing. I decided I didn't like that, so I got a general outline for Twisting Fates. Like that a little bit better. So I'm like, okay, maybe a general outline will work for this. General outline is not it. I need a much more detailed outline for otherwise I'm just pulling my hair out. But like it improved or it changed and evolved throughout that. But what I discovered with this one with Scrivener is that if I don't have that detailed outline to be like, okay, here's all the scenes, I'm like that gif or does anybody remember the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version? I will hear no criticisms on that movie. I loved that movie as a kid. It was my favorite version. But there's that scene where he's just like, and you go over here, and now you're this, and now this is over here, and now you're going to move up here. That was me with this draft. With the different scenes. So I had all these scene cards because I was just like, okay, I just need all the scene cards. Once I have all the scene cards, then I'll organize them into chapters and we'll go from there. But for this, I was just like, you go up here, and oh, I think you'll move better over here, and oh, I'm going to move you down here, and this is going to go up here. Don't do what I did on that. You only do what I ended up doing, which is pulling my hair out even more. So do not recommend trying that. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I need to do more investigation into because right now my other problem, and this is a problem my husband and I have been chatting about trying to work on. I have this set up here that you guys are seeing me look at. I also have my work. You can see the edge of the desk over here. This is my work stuff for my full-time job. So that's its own entity. But basically, everything else that I do, writing, other projects, home stuff, game stuff, financial, like all my other stuff is right here. And that's a problem because that means anytime I want to do like a game or something like that, I have been playing or I have been recently playing if you guys have I don't know if you guys are anybody in here is a gamer or not. I've been doing a girl gaming with some of my girlfriends for Subnautica 2. The graphics on there have just been eating my computer alive. It has not been the vibe. I've just bricked my computer out multiple times, and it's become such a problem that hubby and I are like, okay, maybe we need to get one of those like switch sort of thing, those switchboard sort of things, because I've got my laptop. I don't use it as much, but I do use it, and so we are like, okay, well, if we move all the writing stuff onto there, that might help with that. And then I just have like the little switch thing, and I just press a button, and it switches between both systems or whatnot, if that makes sense. I'm not a technological person, so don't ask me how to do that or what that means because you won't get that from me. Oh, I have not played Flight Simulator in so long, but it is such a good game. I have been on the train. I will not you will not catch me doing any more Sims stuff. I love Sims 3. I did play Sims 4 a little bit, but Sims 3 was like peak. It was peak. So, see, and that's my thing. I need to have two separate entities for gaming and like home kind of stuff, and then writing completely separate because it's messing with my computers. Anyway, I'm babbling again. So, thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. As usual, it has been super, super nice to hang out and just chit chat with you guys and get some work done at the same time. Um, I will post it because we did, as usual, because we did the weeknight for this week, this particular edition of our sprinting. The next one will be another weekend during the day, so it'll be another Saturday at 11. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but once I have that date, I will post it over in the community tabs for you guys to join if you want to. You know, join at your leisure or whatnot. I enjoy doing both of these because it's like I get the evening time to just kind of chill out after a long day and just kind of enjoy writing a little bit. But then on the weekend ones, it's like, okay, well, I'm starting my day, I'm having my coffee, that kind of thing. So whatever floats your boat, right? So I thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so happy that you guys have been joining these with me and having fun and getting work done. So until next time, though, my loves, I will see you guys next time. So have a good evening.